And the golden voice of Neal Ruhl. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Hello, Friday, everybody. Welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Sam Flannel in for D-Mac. We have Spencer Raxter. BMG, Big Mike Gentry, hops on the audio. You can tell BMG's about business today. He's got the hat flipped backwards. BMG, you big hat backwards guy?
Somewhat. I'm 50-50. Just whatever way I'm rolling today.
Whatever way you're rolling today. All right, well, your hat backwards today. Everybody jump in to that Big D Energy and WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Detroit Dapper 313. What up, though? Happy Friday, everybody. Pete Smith also says happy Friday. F it Friday. We are doing the big package Friday.
Yes.
We are running, Sam Flannel, we are doing the wide world of sports as far as the nickel packages go.
What do we got? NBA, Lions, Spenny Sportsbook, Tigers, NHL.
NFL.
Oh, my good. That's like the whole show.
Whole
show of nickel packages.
It's a big package Friday.
Best
but
day of the
Spenmo,
week.
yeah, that's every day for you, right, Spenny?
Oh, yeah.
Boing.
Always
Ow.
got the big package on me.
Yes, you do. But happy to have everybody along for the ride. Do us a favor. Subscribe to that Big D Energy podcast while you are at it. D-Mac will be back in on Tuesday down in Florida taking care of some personal business. FJ1967 wants to know, Neal, was Anthony Davis with Sam Flannel last night?
Oh.
Hey, come get your boy Alternate Days Davis, who lived up to the hype.
Well, okay. Let me go at this from a couple of different angles. I, in no way, shape, or form, am going to excuse how he played last night. 4 of 15, 18 points, was pretty much absent offensively. If you would have even gotten an average Anthony Davis game, a below-average Anthony Davis game, they probably win. And I will not deny that. But that being said, I am not going to let you, Neal Ruhl, or you in the audience, or you, Spenmo Rex, or you, Michael Gentry, besmirch this man's entire playoff career. Because objectively, and I got to say this, he has been excellent as a playoff player throughout his career. Let me give you a couple of numbers. Did you know that for his playoff career, he has averaged 26 points per game? That is more than Hakeem Olajuwon, Dame Lillard, Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaq, Larry Bird, Dirk Nowitzki, and Tim Duncan in the playoffs. Those are just the numbers. On excellent efficiency, 53%. And all of those numbers are better than his regular season numbers. So Anthony Davis...
Hey, Sam Flannel.
What's up?
Chuck Brewer wants to know, how about them Lakers?
Okay, they lost. They lost. How about that 2020 team where he was a champion and the best Robin LeBron has ever had for a playoff run? How about that? I'm not excusing what Anthony Davis did last night, but the amount of slander that I get here on Twitter, all throughout even the NBA media, is laughable. Anthony Davis is a top 50 NBA player of all time. Put some respect on that man's name.
Okay, well, quit being alternate days, and people will give you respect.
By those numbers, he hasn't been alternate days throughout his playoff career.
Numbers.
I'll give you this. He's had some
Missteps?
lesser than offensive performances, I will say that. But in that the Warriors series, he was objectively excellent in 5 out of the 6 games.
Instant reaction to Sam Flannel's remarks. Just the last 4 comments we got. David Mentier, sports are not just about stats, Sam. Steve Wilds, Flannel is mad. Chuck Brewer, Sam, you talk to Ish, you get the blowback. Nicholas Duncan, Sam is laughable.
Hey, Sam, you said he was the best Robin LeBron's ever had?
On a playoff run, yes.
Shane Sandrock, Anthony Davis, F my parlay. He's no better than Grandpa Joe.
Anthony Davis is Grandpa Joe. And you know what, Spetty? I did say before the show, let it be known that Kyrie Irving's 2016 finals performance was all-time great. I'm saying for a playoff run, Kyrie Irving really showed out in that 2016
Jake
finals.
Wegener standing up for you. He says, put some respect on those jorts.
Oh yeah, by the way, he's also played in 53 out of a possible 54 playoff games. He's very, very available.
How many
in
of
the
those
playoffs.
did he wear those jorts to the arena in?
Probably none. Because
I bet he did.
No, there's got to be at least a couple.
I bet there's at least 20% of the games he showed up in those jorts.
if he plays, it doesn't matter. That picture though is pretty bad. I'm not gonna
Spenny,
lie.
we need it.
Okay.
We have to have it. I'll save Rack the typing in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. We do need it. Shane, you know what though? I will say this.
It's so funny.
Hold on, let me get this point out first. Shane, I will say this. Anthony Davis in your parlay on an alternate day is a Shane problem. Shane, that's on you.
Yeah, you should.
You walked into that. That's not Anthony Davis's fault. The thing that is Anthony Davis's fault is when he walks into the arena with the jorts on. That is Anthony Davis's fault. When he comes into the arena looking like this. Look at this guy!
I'm not going to defend that. That outfit
Look at
is
him!
objectively bad. But you can't use that to just discredit this man's career.
Look at how he's standing. Too.
Look at that guy!
He had a horrific fashion misstep. He did.
What is that?
I don't know. I'm not his PR team.
It's like if Wembanyama's
his
feet
stylist.
were an outfit. That would be it.
That's actually funny. That's actually true.
Look at that guy. Come on, Sam Flannel.
know.
But Shane, getting back to it, that is your fault. You know what you did? You did the Zeke Elliott on that parlay. You know, and every year somebody drafts Zeke Elliott saying this will be the year that he bounces back. And he never does, and it's like 41 yards per game. But every year somebody takes him. You did the Anthony Davis parlay trick. So that's on you, Shane. You have no one to blame but yourself. But you're a man of high integrity, at least you seem to be. So you'll wear it and you'll move on. You'll take the L and you moved on. So, you know, what are you gonna do?
Flannel, you want to see how a real man wears his jorts?
I can't wait.
Oh, give me 1 second.
Can't
I
wait
saw
for
the
this
Woodward
one.
Sports chat and it inspired me because it's true. Wait for it. There it is.
I can't wait for this one.
Yeah. All right. What do we got?
That's how a real man wears his jorts.
Oh,
Good old
Legend.
Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew.
They got to be above the thigh. If you're wearing jorts, they got to be at least
I
mid-thigh.
actually don't
I
hate
agree.
that rule.
They can't be converted
No,
jeans,
no.
which is what Data Davis was doing. He's even mid in the jorts game.
Yep.
So there you have
Shout
that.
out to D-Ray 10. He said only Gardner Minshew can pull off the jorts.
That is true.
He also sucks at football.
Ryan's reaction says it's the stance. Let's go Red Wings party. What are those?
Real bad.
Yeah.
Man, I wish Joey was here. He'd be freaking out. Joey 2 times the big Minshew guy.
I'm just glad that we were able to. Bring back that photo again, because every time you want to stand up for Anthony Davis, we hold the ultimate trump card. We just put that picture up there, and you have to be quiet. That's all you can do, is especially when he comes off of games like last night. He made 4 baskets, Sam Flannel.
I'm not,
4.
I would
Four.
I would never even attempt to defend last night's game, and especially by Anthony Davis. And the fact that the Lakers lost when Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura gave you elite role player games, that one is going to sting. I still think the Lakers have a chance to even up the series at home, but at this point, as you guys know, there is no margin for error. If they even get down,
They got to win 4 or 5, and they got to win at Denver theoretically twice.
maybe
possibly.
once. I mean, I think they could win 4 in a row.
Based on what logic?
That win. Jamal Murray was 3 for 17 last night at one point, and the Lakers lost. That's it. It's over.
Well, and then Jamal Murray scored 23 in the fourth quarter. You're just going to conveniently gloss over that.
No, that's what I'm saying, Sam Flannel. You had your moment.
You had to put the dagger
You
in.
had to do it, and you couldn't do it because Data Davis was Data Davis.
He was bad
when
last
they needed
night.
him most. He was alternate days.
Like the Avatar.
When they needed him most, he was a
vanished.
champion in 2020. That's a trump
Why are
card
you
that
bringing
I
up
hold.
old shit, dude?
Because he did it. You guys act like he's never had any playoff success in his career. He's a fucking champion. As a second, he was objectively excellent in the 28, 10, and 4 in that playoff run. That happened.
28, 10, and 4, huh? Wow.
Those are phenomenal.
Man,
Don't-
that's
those are-
Jokic going into the fourth quarter.
Those are phenomenal numbers. Okay. Where's Jokic's championships? He might get one this year.
Wait
It's
on
loading.
It. Yeah.
You know what? Actually, wouldn't surprise me at all. And I like Jokic. People do not brand me as a Jokic hater. He is the best player in the NBA, and if he wins a Finals MVP, I will probably put him higher on my list than most people do. Just for the record.
Will he be higher than Anthony Davis?
Oh, absolutely. He's
Already higher than Anthony Davis. Yes, he is.
it's closer than you think, but yes.
I don't think it's that close.
But if he wins a Finals MVP, though, that would be just massive for his legacy.
It's true.
Absolutely.
So there you have that, everybody. Did anybody make it to the end of the Panthers game?
I did.
Wow.
Get out of here.
I swear to God, I did.
For real?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Whole thing.
The 6th longest NHL game ever.
Yeah, I was kind of excited to see a 5th overtime. Fucking.
You went that far, like you wanted to go all the way.
I wanted to go all the way.
The Panthers, man. We're going to talk about that in the DMAC 5 for fighting. We're going to talk about that later.
Did you make it?
No, I had to get up early for something, so I passed out.
Yeah, he had to get up early and decide whether or not he was going to turn his hat backwards or not.
Yeah. No, I woke up like this. It was already turned backwards.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. You went to sleep with it backwards. Okay. So there's that. No. But Jack Harrington says, I was sad the Hurricanes lost.
Yeah,
Your
me
mom's
too.
favorite skater. Sam is almost annoying as those Ohio State fans.
Ooh.
I'll grow on you people. At some point I will. It may not be in this lifetime, but at some point it'll happen.
Yeah. Let's go Red Wings Sparty. Went to bed after the second overtime. Fought like hell to stay up. I did too. I made it to the overtime intermission, the first one.
Yeah.
It was. I wanted to, but I had no shot.
I'll tell you what, Wayne did not look like he wanted to be there.
I heard some of the audio played. Wayne was tapping out.
Wayne Gretzky did not look like he wanted to be there. it was like the second overtime intermission. He just didn't say anything.
He's
he
like,
just stared at the camera.
We're back. TNT Studios.
Yep.
Yeah, Wayne didn't want it. Yeah, but speaking of that, Matthew Tkachuk getting the game winner.
Yeah.
In the 5 for fighting, I have a question about Matthew Tkachuk. Because as you remember, the Panthers traded to get him. And I don't think people realize what they traded to get him. Mm-hmm. And I think it will put some things in perspective for your Red Wings. And BMG, you can mark me on it later on, okay? Is that fair?
Fair.
Okay, that is fair. We are going to get into all of that, though, and it's going to be a big package Friday. I know we put it to a vote.
Yeah.
Big package Friday works
Yeah,
better.
it's better.
So
I agree.
I overrode it. All ace Flannel. The Michigan TCU tennis match got postponed till tomorrow,
right.
which is now today. They are playing at 1 o'clock today.
Ooh.
So the revenge tour was delayed.
As soon as we get off air.
So, I mean, I guess in theory I can just watch it.
You can, and I know that you will.
Unless, of course, I get called up to the final word. We'll see.
Go
Probably
blue.
not.
So there you have that. But hey, the women's tennis team, they got to the NCAA tournament. When the opposition got tough, they lost 4-0. Seems to be a theme around Michigan athletics. We'll see if the men's tennis team can buck that trend.
I am 100%.
You're looking for somebody to do it, right?
You know what? I am 100% right, though. If it were MSU playing Kansas State as the Sweet 16 revenge tour game, you wouldn't be giving Spenny a hard time about it. It's a Michigan thing, I know.
Well, it's because it's something that I see repeat itself all the time, and you've even agreed.
Well, with them losing in the big games,
Yeah.
I wrote a whole article about it.
I know.
But I don't care about men's and women's tennis. I care about
I
basketball,
thought you cared
football.
about Michigan.
I care about nobody.
You did say that yesterday.
Yeah.
There's
You
no.
said you're a, quote, Michigan fan. So you're not a Michigan
You
fan.
support your school.
There is not a single person in this building that has watched a men's tennis Michigan game. Not even Ryan Ermanni and Braylon Edwards. He probably never watched one while he was there.
That's fair.
That is fair.
Burn says, Neal, put some respect on that name. Michigan is a tennis powerhouse. Yeah, a Michigan powerhouse.
You're not helping.
A Michigan powerhouse, which means
Burn, is he-
you
is
are
he
very
trolling?
good in the regular season because your budget is 5 times bigger than everybody else's. But when you come up against somebody good, you lose. Not just some of the time, all the time. And we'll see it with men's tennis again today when they take on TCU, because we saw it in football.
So therefore, it's
Well,
just,
you know what? They're gonna teach TCU about Big Ten tennis, aren't they?
That game is still so damaging to my psyche, so damaging to my standing here at this network. I can't say anything.
It was a tough loss.
That was one of the worst days of my life. And I'm not even kidding. I did not want any part of any New Year's
I didn't
celebration.
even
after
drag
that.
you for it.
I got one here. Burn says, I'm not trolling. They are a legit tennis powerhouse. They are 5th
You're not
ranked.
helping,
Yes,
Burn.
and they're going up against the number 2 team in the country today. I wonder how it's going to work
He's
out.
got to be trolling.
You're not helping.
He's got to be trolling.
There it is.
I'll tell you what, like,
Hey, hold on. You'll like this one, Spenny. Let's go Red Wings party. Michigan's going to play some smash mouth tennis today against TCU.
Jesus Christ.
10 yards in a cloud of dust.
2 aces and a cloud of
two
dust.
aces in a cloud of dust.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
They're going to grind him with ground strokes.
Chrome says you couldn't pay me to watch tennis. Like, I don't want to say real tennis, but professional tennis is fun to watch.
100%.
Like Wimbledon, stuff like that. I'll watch that, but college tennis, nah.
You're not going to. Are you going to look at the score though?
No.
You want it all?
No, not a chance.
I will.
Yeah, I know you will.
How about this? Clown sauce. Neal needs to get the F out of the state. Why?
I don't know.
Wow. That's a little harsh.
Yeah.
Well, for what reason?
I don't know.
Because Michigan chokes in every big game. See, I can wear it. I can wear it. I got broad shoulders, Clomp Sauce. If it makes you feel better to project your insecurities on me, I'll do it for you, Clomp Sauce. You're a valued member of the community here on Big D Energy.
Clomp Sauce is right, though. He says Roger versus Nadal had some good matches over the years.
100% they did.
Oh,
I'm Team Fed.
I was a
That's
big
my guy.
Federer guy.
Yeah.
I love the U.S. Open in the summertime. Mm-hmm. That night match, I love it, man. It's on my sports bucket list. But that'd be a good summer.
dope.
That'd be a good summertime thing.
Oh, for
Your
sure.
sports bucket list.
Yeah.
Quick snipe here.
We got to do the fruit draft, too.
Speaking of overrated, Rafael Nadal might as well be called Mr. Clay. Come on.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not saying that he's not an all-time great, but he really racked up some
all
French
right, all right,
Opens.
that's enough.
He is Mr. Clay, but I wouldn't say he's overrated.
I don't think he's a top 3 player
Oh, okay.
ever. I would just rank him below Federer.
I would, too.
Okay.
I would, too.
All right. If you need a major champion haircut, though, what's the move?
Well, absolutely. You go to Lady Jane's, always has me looking this good. And, of course, I go to any stylist because they always do such a great job. I don't discriminate. You shouldn't either. How would you like to win a new vehicle for you and a friend? That's right, a new car for you and your wife, girlfriend, or best bud. Just get to Lady Jane's and automatically register for your chance to win, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Off and running on a Friday. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl. That guy on your screen, Sam Flannel with the Kid Cudi t-shirt, a selfie. Happy to have you guys along for the ride. BMG, Big Mike Gentry, he's serious today. His hat's on backwards. And Spencer Raxter in the building as well on a Friday, a big package Friday. We got one Lions topic we got to hit on, but after that, we're going big packages the rest of the way. So we'll bring somebody else in. I'm just playing. But no, happy to be here at the Planet Fitness Studio. Subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast page. Look, I know this is a hot button topic that a lot of people that work in this business will call easy button stuff, and it's not. This isn't easy button stuff. Dan Orlovsky came out with his quarterback tier list, and I wanted to take a look at it. I wanted Spenmo to take a look at it, Sam Flannel as well. Dan Orlovsky said quarterbacks you win because of, and there you see Allen, Rodgers, Burrow, Lamar, Trevor Lawrence, Herbert, Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. Quarterbacks you'll win a lot with in 2023. Tua, Mac, Jimmy G, Dak, Goff, Kirk, Geno Smith. Big season of answering questions ahead. Stafford, Desmond Ridder, Fields, Jones, Russell, Watson, and Pickett. And look, for me, it's pretty run of the mill. I know Orlovsky's kind of a hot button topic too, because he always steps up for Stafford and all that kind of stuff, and they spend a lot of time together. I always have a soft space in my heart. Do you know I did Orlovsky's second ever media interview when he began his media career? We had him on ESPN Radio. Maz booked that one, by the way. Yeah. And I was like, man, this guy's going to be a media. This guy's got the juice.
He's very good at what he does.
He's very talented.
Very talented dude. I said, he's got the juice, man. He's going to be big time in this business. And he was. There was nothing we don't already know. I mean, you want to get granular about it, you know where I would push back a little bit on it.
I do know.
Yeah. Win a lot. Like, the resume says you'll win half the time with Herbert as your quarterback.
Okay, but the resume also shows that every year that Justin Herbert has played, he hasn't had a top 20 defense. And he's also had 94 touchdown passes.
I know, it's always something other than him, right?
Yeah, defense, it's a team sport. Defense doesn't matter at all in football, right? He's just got, come on now. Defense matters a ton. It's not because he doesn't have this will to win or anything. I mean, he's had 94 touchdown passes in his first 3 seasons. That's over 30 a year. 38 in 2021 with the team that had the 30th ranked scoring defense. That's not on Justin Herbert, not even a little bit.
Wait a minute, all that money they spent on the defense?
Yeah. How's that Justin Herbert's fault if they don't perform? They've also had injuries.
At what point do you rise up? At what point, for real, at what point do you rise up and say, I don't give a shit what's going on in this game? We are winning today. We are winning today. Like when you got a 29-0 lead and your world's crumbling around you in the playoffs. When do you go make a play?
That was bad. I have never denied that was bad. But
how come all the guys you like, whenever we talk about them, the sentence is always, that was bad. I admit that was bad. Whether it's Data Davis, whether it's Justin Herbert, whoever it is. Why does it always start with, that was bad, I know?
Because I actually take accountability for my guys. I don't excuse everything away. I cannot excuse bad moments, but can also look at the totality of their career and think that they are unfairly slandered. Those are two different things. And I think Justin Herbert, for the most part, is respected as one of the up-and-coming great quarterbacks in the NFL, except by you who'll just look at his winning percentage. There's not many quarterbacks in the history of the NFL in any given season that can overcome a 30th ranked scoring defense. You're basically playing from behind every single game, and that's fair.
Your mom's favorite skater says Herbert is mid AF.
He's not mid. Stop it.
Okay, moving on. Danny G. And this is the one I do want to talk about. We'll get to Goff in a second. The segment goes on a little bit. This is a great question by Danny G. And I feel Danny G and I are vibing on this one because I'm asking the same questions, Danny. Am I the only one who thinks it's too soon to say Trevor Lawrence is someone you win because of? We're putting a lot on Trevor Lawrence now, aren't we?
MVP.
Yeah, MVP.
I think he's got a good shot of winning it.
I get what you're saying. He had one obviously terrible rookie year that you can basically throw in the trash. It was the Urban Meyer season, and he bounced back, which is the measure of a true great quarterback, being able to bounce back from something like that. He had a great year. He led the Jacksonville Jaguars to the playoffs. I kind of get what you're saying, though. He's only had one great year. I think a lot of the Trevor Lawrence love, and I agree with it, by the way, is the fact that he was such a highly ranked prospect. He's one of the most talented quarterbacks we've ever seen in the NFL coming out, and that's not hyperbole. And he had a damn good year last year, and he's going to have Travis Etienne in the backfield. Calvin Ridley's coming back. Zay Jones, Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk.
And he doesn't lose on Saturdays.
He doesn't lose on Saturdays. And he won a playoff game. He made that great comeback. After he helped dig them that hole, he did, to be fair, bounce back. I get what you're saying, but I would probably put him in quarterbacks that you win because of.
Yeah, I'm not there. And maybe it's granular. It will play out. We will see. Kyle Bird says, I will never get tired of Neal trolling Sam about Justin Herbert. LMAO. It's not trolling. It's all I am doing. It's never a troll job with me. I state a fact. People get upset, namely Sam Flannel or sometimes Michigan fans, and then they lob insults at me. But again, I have broad shoulders. I'm compensated. I can take it.
I mean, I also laid out a bunch of facts about Justin Herbert's excellent play. So
I know.
That's true.
Yep. And I laid out facts about losing a 29-0 lead.
The second most touchdown passes in your first 3 seasons to Dan Marino, and that includes your rookie year. Patrick Mahomes is not on that list because he didn't play his rookie year. I'm talking guys who came straight out and started right away. It's Dan Marino at 98.
That's right. And Marino, his very first year, walked in the door and won playoff games and got to the Super Bowl.
It was his second year. His second year.
Sorry, second year.
The only reason Justin Herbert started his rookie year was because the
that's
doctors
right.
stabbed Tyrod Taylor in the lung with a needle.
That's actually...
That is true. Your mom's favorite skater says Dan Orlovsky's a bozo. He don't even know where the back of the end zone is. That was a bozo play, but he is not a bozo. He's actually a good dude. Yeah. Bill Felsner says this show needs D-Mac to get rid of the Michigan bozo Sam Flannel. He knows nothing about sports.
Oh, that's just uncalled for.
He knows stats.
He knows a lot about sports.
Yeah,
that's all right.
He knows a lot of stats. No, but good point, Danny G. What?
What?
That was mean.
What?
I can take it. It's all good.
What are we laughing about?
Nothing. So Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. All right.
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. What are we doing with this one? What are we thinking with this one, Flannel? Because, again, I think if you take Jared Goff off the Lions last year, they're not a 9-win football team.
Most certainly not. When I look at this list, I think that all of the quarterbacks that they have listed on the quarterbacks you win because of are better. But when you look at the quarterbacks you win a lot with in 2023, you can make an argument that at least moving forward, he is the best of the bunch. I would say that out of all the ones on that list, he had the best season of those on the bunch. And that's fair to me. So I guess by that logic, he is at the lower end of top 10 in the NFL in quarterbacks. I don't necessarily know if I agree with that, but I mean, Jared Goff is a guy you win a lot with. Not necessarily because of. He did have a lot around him. He did obviously have a great offensive line, a running game where it had a 1,000-yard rusher, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think he's right where he needs to be, although I think it's also fair to say, as far as quarterbacks you win a lot with, he's the best of the bunch.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. I like this one from Bob's Big Boy. This is directed at you, Flannel.
Uh-oh.
Goff does more with what he has than Herbert does.
That's not even remotely true.
Really?
That's not even remotely true.
What are you talking about? Break it down.
I mean, where did Jared Goff didn't go to the playoffs last year? He didn't take the Detroit Lions to the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but Herbert lasted 60 minutes longer than Goff did.
Okay, but made the playoffs. Come on, this is...
And had the most historic playoff collapse. I would have rather not gone. For real, would you have rather not gone?
That's a good question, but no.
I think for Lions fans, we were better off not going than blowing a 29-0 lead. Could you even imagine? Spenny?
That would be a really bad taste in the mouth.
This town would implode.
Yeah.
Yes. Can we chat? Can we chat poll it?
Yeah.
Would you, for the Lions, as a Lions fan, would you rather have not gone to the playoffs last year or lost a 29-0 lead in the playoffs? I'll be stunned if this isn't 75-25.
It's just more Jared Goff, like pro Jared Goff propaganda and anti Justin Herbert propaganda. You'd rather make the playoffs. You'd rather give yourself a chance.
Way. Not than that. Not this fan base. Not this town. No way.
I just think that if you think that Jared Goff does more with what he has than Justin Herbert, you haven't been watching. Look at 2021 Jared Goff versus 2021 Justin Herbert. Look at 2020 Justin Herbert versus 2020 Jared Goff. The thing about Jared Goff that doesn't get talked about very much anymore, and it's also fair, is he has had 3 very, very mid seasons from 2019 to 2021. He was about to play his way out of being a starter in the NFL.
Yeah, but they were also bookended with Pro Bowl seasons, multiple Pro Bowl seasons, multiple 4,500 yards. Like, that happened, dude.
That happened, but every single year Justin Herbert has played in the NFL, he's been a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback. He hasn't had that down season. If you would argue any, it would be maybe last year. But they still made the playoffs, and his career low in touchdown passes is the same as Tua Tagovailoa's career high. Those are also facts.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Steve says the defense is a reason why we didn't go to the playoffs, and certainly the front half of the season, that was it as well. Sandy says, like to talk about the Red Wings or the Tigers. Well, you're all in luck because it's a big package Friday.
Hell yeah.
We got a lot of big packages for you here today. We're going to talk about everybody.
Delivering the goods.
We're talking about the NHL. We're talking about the NBA. We're talking about the Tigers. We're talking about the Lions. We're talking about the NFL as a whole. All of it. So when we come back, it's time to take out the big packages.
Hell yeah. Whip
Hell
out.
yeah.
And I can't wait. Absolutely cannot wait. Let me tell you about Cintron, the official energy drink of the Red Wings. Right now, an exclusive offer for Woodward Sports fans. The Red Wings 6-pack sampler box, $15. Free shipping to your door. Just go to drinkcintron.com/Woodward. $15, free shipping to your door. So you know what? Why wait? Try them all. The great tasting cranberry, classic, and sugar-free. All of them exclusively served at Little Caesars Arena, the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. One more time, go to drinkcintron.com/Woodward. Drink it, live it, love it with Cintron.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Automotive. What will be better than watching celebrities like Darren McCarty, Brilliant Edwards play golf? What about playing golf yourself, being treated like a celebrity? That's what. Stop into any Randy Wise dealership for your chance to play golf like a celebrity. VIP transportation, free golf to one of Michigan's premier courses, and a tasty steak after. Compliments of Fairway Packaging Company. Make the wise decision and get to Randy Wise today for your chance to win Celebrity Golf Tour, brought to you by Randy Wise Automotive Team. Keeping it pushing here on a Friday. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, BMG, Big Mike Gentry. His hat is backwards, so you know he means business. And that guy 62 in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, jump in, says, hell yeah, Big Package Friday.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Gotta love a big package. Yes, that is the case. So let's get it kicked off. Little Lions nickel package, shall we?
Lions nickel package, where it all began. First question. Who will be more impactful next season for the Detroit Lions? Sam Laporta or Jahmyr Gibbs?
That's a good one, man. I've been thinking about that. Because usually I have like a pre-prescribed response cooked up by just looking at the question. And I've wrestled with this one a little bit. That actually got me through 6 minutes on the treadmill this morning at Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
But who will or who needs to? Man, I'm curious to see. I think Laporta has to be an upper echelon pass catcher. I do. I really think that he does in order to unlock something on this offense, because I loved what they did when they traded T.J. Hawkinson, because it's purely a money thing.
Oh, yeah.
They replaced T.J. Hawkinson with another rookie contract, a second-round rookie contract, too, which is even less. So, the more I had time to marinate on it, the more I was kind of accepting of it. I don't like that he played at Iowa, but that doesn't matter. He's here now. Everybody loved Chris Spielman. There's not a Lions fan alive that doesn't love Chris Spielman. He played at Ohio State.
Yeah.
So, I'm past. The second they read the name, that's it. It's over. Like, that college shit's over. So, as far as who needs to, I would say, like, if you need validation for the draft, like, and there's a segment of people that are out there. There's a segment of people out there that will say, if Gibbs comes out and maybe puts one on the ground and, has a 22-yard rushing day, game number 1, they'll circle the waters and they'll look to strike. So I would say for that crowd, that crowd needs Gibbs to have more of an impact. But I think football reasons I think Laporta, to try to unlock something on this defense that wasn't there last year, an explosive tight end.
I would actually go with Gibbs on this one. I wouldn't say I'm part of the contingent that thinks he needs to validate his draft class, but hey, maybe I am at this point. I just think that Jahmyr Gibbs, especially with Jamison Williams being out, has a big opportunity to be a linchpin in their passing offense, lining up in the slot, catching passes out of the backfield, give that offense that explosive element. And Sam Laporta, are we sure that the Lions really want to have a number 1 tight end, or they want to kind of go by committee? Are they just going to throw Brock Wright, James Mitchell, and Shane Zylstra in the trash, metaphorically, of course, and just give it all to Sam Laporta? Do I think he's going to be their best tight end? Absolutely. Do I think he's going to get a high volume of targets his rookie season? I do not. But he'll be good. I just think Jahmyr Gibbs will be better.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Hoofhearted says Laporta in the second round is way more palatable than a tight end in the first round. And I agree with you. 100%. I agree with you. Second down.
Second question of the Lions nickel package. Who will finish the season with more interceptions? Kirby Joseph or Chauncey Gardner-Johnson?
We've had a lot of variations of this question here, and I do want, Spenmo, I want you to record this response, because you can just play it every time that we have a interception question regarding Kirby Joseph. Kirby Joseph will forever be number 1 in my heart, because the last pass that Aaron Rodgers threw at Lambeau Field was intercepted by Kirby Joseph. To me, they should build a statue of Kirby Joseph today at Ford Field, and you should pass it right when you walk in the front lobby right there. It should be him intercepting Aaron Rodgers' last pass at Lambeau Field. He's forever goated. He should go into the Hall of Fame. At the very least, the football should go into the Hall of Fame.
That's fair.
And Kirby Joseph is the man. He's a Lions legend. It's Kirby Joseph 1, Milt Plum 2.
Can't argue.
Wow.
Barry Sanders 3.
Okay.
All right, Neal, we can see you're very, very objective and can think rationally about Kirby Joseph. Okay, I will actually go with Kirby Joseph as well, honestly. And I don't know really the football reasons. My thing is that C.J. Gardner-Johnson, his big interception season last year was actually an outlier. He had the same amount in his previous 3 seasons combined. Kirby Joseph is a guy that just seems to have a nose for the football. He forced 6 turnovers as a rookie, including 4 interceptions. I just think he's going to be that guy that really racks them up, maybe has 20 or so in his first 4 years. I really think Kirby Joseph can be that guy. Give me Kirby Joseph.
Woodwardsports.com chat thread, Jay Cruz in 71. To Aaron Rodgers, he is Grandpa Joseph.
Yes,
so there's that. I love it. I love it.
Very true.
Third down.
All right, third down, third question of the nickel package. Will this Lions offense finish closer to number 1 or closer to number 10 in the NFL?
10, man. I mean, you're talking about, the Dolphins with Tyreek and Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The Bills will be up there. That's a big ask, man.
Yeah, that's a big ask.
It is for real. For real, it is. And look, I'm a big golf guy, obviously, and it's not. I get unfairly labeled, I think, with that. I'm a big golf guy at the number he's at. You know what I'm saying? Like it's codependent on each other. Production versus value. I'm not here to say like let Goff spin it and he's elite and it's going to be Goff and Mahomes dueling every single week with Joe Burrow's another one. Like that's a lot, man. That's a lot of expectations, especially to arguably one of your bigger weapons is going to be out, or what you perceive to be one of your bigger weapons will be out for 6 games. That's a lot. I would lean towards 10 if I had to bet it.
I am actually going to lean towards closer to 1, and I keep talking myself into it the more and more I go. And the biggest reason of all is that Ben Johnson decided to stay with the Detroit Lions. Jared Goff is coming back. David Montgomery is an upgrade over Jamal Williams. Jahmyr Gibbs, I think, will be an upgrade over DeAndre Swift. Pretty much the entire offensive line, or at least the offensive line that contributed last season, is back. Amon-Ra St. Brown is in his 3rd year. The Jameson Williams thing, we were hoping, obviously, that he would be a bigger part, but he's not going to be there for the first 6 games. But I'm hoping and I'm counting on the fact that he is that explosive star, at least in the last 6 or 7 games or so. They're going to need him to be that. And if he is that, which I think he will, I think they can be a top 5 offense. Last year they were 4. I like them about right there again.
I like it.
Jack Harrington says, wow, Sam, you have the Lions above your Chiefs.
I do not have them above the Chiefs, actually.
We closed out the poll. What were the numbers on the poll?
57% would not want to make the playoffs.
Only 57?
Mm-hmm.
No, see, that's one of those things where you can't accurately answer in a controlled environment. Get back to me if they go to the playoffs this year and blow a 29-0 lead. Could you even imagine?
That'd be tough.
Could you even imagine? I could not.
All right, 4th question of the Lions nickel package. Can Marvin Jones replace DJ Chark's production in the offense?
I know what everyone's initial reaction, like snap reaction to that's going to be, is they're going to say, oh, he had 30 catches for 500 yards and 3 touchdowns. Yes, he can replace it. And he's hurt all the time. I get that. Number for number, like if you want to go granular and say last year's stats, can he do that? Sure, he can do that. But he cannot replace Chark's ceiling in terms of where Chark could take it to. Marvin Jones, great dude. Everybody loves him. People are fired up. He's back. I'm fired up that he's back. However, ceiling, if you're talking about what a possible ceiling is, then no, he can't get to that level. Number for number last year, yeah, he can replace that, but he can't be the threat that Chark was.
I love your take, Neal, because I agree 100%. It wouldn't shock me at all if Marvin Jones is more healthy, catches at least 31 passes for 500 yards, a couple of touchdowns. But the thing is, DJ Chark, he gave you basically the DJ Chark experience. He, at times, looked to be elite. He was... I would say, Jared Goff's most consistent deep threat. He made a couple of huge plays in wins, but he also missed 6 games. So as a ceiling, Marvin Jones absolutely does not have that in him anymore, but I'd like to think that he plays more games and at least puts up better counting stats. Does it matter? Who knows?
WoodwardSports.com chat thread Bob says, does Gibbs get reps at a slot wide receiver with J-Mo missing the first 6 weeks? Yes, because that was a staple of DeAndre Swift. That's what I liked about DeAndre Swift.
Sure.
That's why I figured they were going to ride with him for a little bit because of his ability to line up in the slot. Jet sweeps and slant routes may be fun with Montgomery in the backfield. I trust Ben Johnson to maximize the weapons. No, Bob, I like where your head's at because I think that was the primary reason he was drafted. This is going to be, in my mind, he's going to be a hybrid of wide receiver running back. It's going to be weaponized. I really do. I really think that you're going to see that with what they do with Gibbs. And, we've seen that across the league. My guy from Atlanta.
Cordero Patterson?
Yeah, like a role like that where you never know where he's going to line up. Debo Samuel has kind of morphed into that as well. That's what I see. It's a matchups game, my friend. All right, fifth down.
Fifth down, final question of the nickel package. Will Dan Campbell bring home Coach of the Year?
It's interesting because this has been my take on the Lions season next year. And it flies in the face a little bit of where I think a lot of people are. To me, Jared Goff, Dan Campbell, as I've said before, there are no style points. This is a class now. This is a college class, and it's a pass-fail class. If they win the division, you host a playoff game, win a playoff game, it's a pass. They get a pass. It doesn't matter how they do it. This is our first year in the NFL in a long time as Lions fans. Pass, fail. That's it. There's two outcomes. It doesn't matter how you get there. And I think with all the juice that the Lions have with everybody, national media, everything like that, with all the juice they have, if they do that, they win the division, then yes, Dan Campbell will win Coach of the Year because it's already baked in. It's like the anti-Jokic MVP vote where they were not going to give the MVP to Jokic this year no matter what. I think they are looking to give the Coach of the Year award to Campbell. They want to.
And that's why I would agree with you on that. I think we all think in this room that the Lions are going to win the division. And if Dan Campbell leads the Lions is a division-winning head coach for the Detroit Lions, regardless of how they finished last year, that is going to be a monumental achievement. The only way I could see him not getting it if the Lions do win the division is if, say, Spenny's prediction of the Houston Texans have this big turnaround and it goes to somebody like DeMeco Ryans. I could see that happening, or another surprise team like maybe the Colts is better than we think they are. But without that, I think Dan Campbell is the clear favorite to win Coach of the Year because of circumstances, not necessarily because he's the best coach in the NFL.
No, and I'm with you on that. When we come back, we'll take it to the ice. D-Max 5 for fighting. We're going back and forth. We got an NFL one to get in the mix. We got a starting rotation one with your Detroit Tigers. You guys said you wanted it, right? You want to talk about all the sports?
You want big packages.
We got big packages for everybody. You get a big package, and you get a big package.
Yes.
Everybody here gets a big package. And everyone else should go get?
Yeah.
Cousins Maine Lobster.
Some Cousins Maine Lobster for sure, because Woodward Sports loves lobster, and what better way to get your fix than Cousins Maine Lobster? With 2 trucks rolling around the city of Detroit, you can be sure to find the best lobster rolls, lobster tacos, and lobster tots to power through the day. Go to cousinsmainelobster.com to check their schedule, or you can scan that QR code right there and figure out where they are rolling around the city. Make sure you check out Cousins Maine Lobster.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Off and running here on a Friday. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, Sam, Flannel, Spencer, Raxter. Sam is in for D-Mac. D-Mac will be back on Tuesday down in Florida taking care of business. BMG, Big Mike Gentry with the hat backwards. He's on the sound here today. It's a big package Friday. We showed you one big package. Now it's time for another big package. In honor of Darren McCarty, it's D-Mac's 5 for Fighting. 5 questions concerning the NHL. I will do the honors for this one, Mr. Sam Flannel. Number 1, the Panthers and the Hurricanes played the 6th longest NHL game in history last night. How far did you get? How much did you watch?
All right, this is kind of an unfair question to me because it happened to coincide with the Lakers and the Nuggets, a series I am much more invested in. I hate to out myself. I did not watch a second of that game.
Wow. Way to do the job,
You know
Flannel.
what? I was too devastated.
Way to honor the craft.
I was devastated after the Lakers loss, as you would expect.
Man, you need to be on the radio station in town.
Come on.
That's something. Hey, that's what they would do.
I will watch more as the series goes on, especially if it doesn't coincide with NBA games that I want to watch. But no, the Florida Panthers and Hurricanes, that wasn't a series that had a lot of juice for me going in. So I'm not super invested. I'm going to know what's going on. I'm going to watch highlights. I'm going to watch as much as I can. But last night, I was just too sad about the Lakers game to dive into hockey. My bad. I'm sorry.
Well, then we just wasted about 2 minutes of this segment on you. I'll go to BMG. BMG, you're a hockey dude.
What's up?
How far did you make it? How much did you watch?
I want to say it was the second overtime, just a little, like the start of it, I fell asleep.
Yeah,
so.
that's where I was. And I'm a big Florida Panthers guy. My B team, that's as far as I made it on there. But, I just couldn't make it, man. I wanted to. But Spenmo, You watched all the overtime.
Watched all the overtime.
Because I will admit, I'll come clean too. Like I did Lakers Nuggets. That was the the majority of my watching. But once that was over, I cut out of there real quick.
Yeah, same here. I watched all the overtimes, right up to the Kachuk goal. I like the Canes. I wanted the Canes to win, but it was a great game, so I watched it.
Yes, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Let's go Rebbing Sparty. Yes, give us that ice cold package, baby. We are. We absolutely are. Number 2, Flannel. Well, you don't watch it, but if you did watch it, are you getting like Team of Destiny vibes from the Panthers?
At this point, yeah. It started with them slaying the Dragon in Boston and slaying Toronto, which I know you were very, very happy about.
Queen.
I still think whoever comes out of the West will win the Stanley Cup, but at this point, they last year were the President's Cup trophy winner, and they flamed out in the playoffs, and this year they have that chance for redemption. What this playoff run could do for Matthew Tkachuk's legacy is crazy. At this point, the only way that I can explain it is, yes, they are looking like the Team of Destiny, at least to come out of the East.
You getting that vibe, Spenny?
Yeah, for sure. Like Sam said, you don't beat the best regular season of all time in the first round as an 8th seed and not be
come back from 3-2 down and do it too. It was pretty incredible. How about you, BMG? You getting that vibe?
Yeah, I do still think people are downplaying how good of a team they really are just because of the slow start they had to the season. But yeah, I think so too. And I think Carolina's going to be the best matchup they faced so far. So I think it's going to be a really good series. But.
No, I certainly do agree with it. Klomsaw says the Canes carried that game, and that only further fuels the point as far as I'm concerned. They outshot them 14-2. The Canes did in the third period, got the goal to get to overtime, but then Team of Destiny, man. I'm starting to get that vibe for sure. Number 3, we all talk about how the NBA, rigged stuff, for the larger market teams. That's always our go-to all the time. You just said it. Like Panthers, Hurricanes. I'm not feeling it. Even though they were the President's Cup winning team last year. They're as established as any team that's in this right now, even though we're giving them the Team of Destiny moniker. Should the NHL do the same with the markets that are left? I mean, because, look around, man. It's all southern, warm climate teams that are in this thing. And I will say this. We watch it, except for you. You don't. 75% of us in this room watch it. But I'm getting that vibe nationally because I will admit, as I started watching Nuggets-Lakers, I did forget that the game was on. And then I had to go see what station it was on, and then I did. You know, I'm not crying about what TV network they're on. I would go with what gives me the most money, too. Mm-hmm. But should the NHL start to do that, more the entertainment-style thing, maybe shade it towards the larger markets?
That's going with the premise that the NBA rigs things. I don't think that's even remotely true. And Brandon Katz actually did say something in this chat that I think is pretty intelligent, that NBA is much more about players than markets. I think that has a lot to do with it too, although having the Lakers and the Celtics being good is also advantageous for the NBA. I'll admit it. I'm a little bit more of what some would say, a casual when it comes to hockey. A dream Stanley Cup final to me in this playoffs would have been Edmonton versus Toronto, and I guess that makes me basic. So a Florida-Carolina series doesn't have a lot of juice for me, but at the same time, I just want them to play the games out. I don't believe in the whole rigging and all of that. I think it's one of the most overused talking points in all of sports.
I was told everything's rigged.
I'm so sick of that. Only when the Lakers win, by the way. Only when the Lakers win. When they lose, it's not rigged anymore. Funny how that works.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jack Harrington says the South owns the NHL and college football. The trend's that way.
I mean,
sounds
can't
like
argue it.
Yeah.
College tennis too.
Yep.
From the way that it's leaning. What?
Oh,
Sorry, Spenny.
It's okay.
All right, here we go. Let's get on the Red Wings a little bit here. Number 4. With the Red Wings having 5 of the first 43 picks, I think, how much NHL draft are you going to watch, Sam Flannel? You'll probably just not watch any, like the game last night, right?
No, I will. It's the Red Wings. It's different with the Red Wings. I will be tuned in. It's a big offseason for Steve Yzerman and the Red Wings. He's got to get these draft picks right, or he's got to do something with them, package them. We will see what happens. Just as long as the Red Wings are in there making meaningful picks, I will watch. Because it's the Red Wings. They're my team. I want them to do well, and I think they're on the cusp of being a playoff team, as DMAC says.
BMG, kind of a sidebar to that. I'll run this by you. I've ran it by DMAC before. I know everybody wants them to package a trade together and do some stuff, which my next question will shed some light on that kind of stuff, because I think people are living in a bit of a fantasy land as far as what trade value and making trades and stuff like that. I contend I want the Red Wings to make all the picks. Because I will tell you that if Steve Yzerman has 3 consecutive draft picks, he will produce 1 All-Star minimum. With you give him 3 cracks in a row, there's he'll get an All-Star.
Yeah,
is that crazy?
No, I don't think so at all. And 2 of those picks are, obviously in the top 20. So, no, I don't think that's crazy at all. But I would kind of like to see him make a move because you do have so many picks. I don't know what you're going to get. The market's kind of crazy right now, but. I would like to see him trade for something, but if he does go with those picking all picks, I agree with your statement 100%.
Albert Guin says, would you trade all 5 of those picks to go to number 1? Would I? Yes. Would Chicago? Absolutely not.
Oh, no, they would not. Way.
Somebody had a comment yesterday, on one of our Instagram reels was me talking about Troy Weaver, and somebody made a comment on there and said, yeah, the Pistons need to sign Chris Middleton, and I forget who else, or they need to trade number 5 and number 31 to Phoenix for Devin Booker. I contend that Woodward should block that guy.
Yeah.
Permanently. And not your access to anything we do is revoked.
Yeah.
When you have that.
Go look at what Rudy Gobert went for and tell me Devin Booker will be 2 picks.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? All right. Number 5. This is where, we're going to get into it right now. Matthew Tkachuk, finalist for the Hart Trophy, one of the 3 best players in the NHL. The Panthers traded a 115-point guy that was 27 years old, plus a top-tier prospect, plus a first-round pick to get him. Is this another example of truly how far away the Red Wings are? That's what they traded to get him.
That's what they traded to get him.
And guess what? The Red Wings don't have that to give.
I was going to say that. The Florida Panthers were able to trade away a top-end player, top-end dude, and got another dude in Matthew Tkachuk. And all of that ended up getting them the last seed in the NHL playoffs. This isn't a time to be negative about the Red Wings or be all gloom and doom, but they still don't have that guy.
I do it to bring to light. Like when somebody says trade all 5 your draft picks for number 1. That's not reality, guys. Look at what Florida gave for Tkachuk.
Yeah, and at this point, Dylan Larkin's your best player. Not necessarily for forever or for long term, but right now he is your best player, and you can't win a Stanley Cup like that. He's a damn good number 2 center, and he showed that last year, and he earned his money. But Florida Panthers, you're talking about getting rid of Huberdeau and getting Matthew Tkachuk. That's insane.
And they gave him a top-tier prospect and a first-round draft pick.
They had all that to give. That's
you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
this is what it takes to get an elite player. You do the chomp and puck, BMG. Am I helping the cause here? Am I shedding some light on this? Do people grasp this or not?
I don't think people understand what we would have to give up to get a top tier player like that. And to your point,
we don't even have it to give.
Yeah, exactly. And to your point, Huberdeau put up 55 points in 79 games this year. Tkachuk put up 110. So that was just an absolute fleecing by the Panthers.
Yeah, but I mean, Huberdeau was coming off a 115-point season, though.
But you kind of know what you get. Huberdeau's a scoring winger, and then Tkachuk can play center and wing. He can really do it all. He's a two-way player. He's a scorer. He literally does it all. Like you said, he's one of the best players in the NHL. So that was just a fleecing at the end of the day.
And Hoofhearted says the Red Wings are a bottom half offense, bottom half defense, and a bottom half in goaltending. I wouldn't say the bottom half in goaltending, but whatever, that's semantics. They will turn a corner soon, but it ain't happening this year without some serious help. And like these people that think that Yzerman's just going to make this magic fairy dust trade, it's not happening. That's the market to get Tkachuk, to get a star. He's a star.
Yes.
He's a Hart Trophy finalist.
Yeah, and the pathway to the Red Wings getting one, it doesn't look so good right now, but I still think coming into next year that the Red Wings' expectation should be playoffs.
See, and this is what I'm talking. Like Joey Miller says, trade for Draisaitl. Trade what?
Trade for Draisaitl.
Joey, give me the path.
Yeah, that's what I wonder, because obviously the Red Wings do have some young guys in their pipeline that are good and good prospects and whatnot, but who are you willing to give up to? And, like, who are other teams valuing that you think they're going to give up a guy like Draisaitl for? And
right.
Like, what would the package be for? I couldn't even.
And like even that in that scenario where if Edmonton said, "All right, let's talk," Edmonton wouldn't have the because it would start. I couldn't even imagine what it would start
They do
with.
have Kenny Holland in charge, so.
Yeah, like I can't even imagine. It would start with Seider. It would start with Mo Seider.
I would never even entertain it. Not even.
Then
close.
you ain't getting them.
Yeah, no, there's no way I'm giving up Mo Seider.
Like the Panthers gave up a top tier prospect. Like
me.
just to rationalize this to you, it would just to rationalize this to you, it would be like Seider, Larkin, and a first round pick.
That's your core,
right? You see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
Is that you tell me, hockey guy? Is that comparable to the package that the Panthers did?
I don't know if that's comparable, but like, there's no package that the Red Wings could create that would be comparable to.
And Edmonton couldn't do it anyway because they'd be maxed out salary wise.
There's no 10 million plus player left in the playoffs right now, and you're gonna get Leon Draisaitl for that huge contract. I don't know. It's just not the way the Red Wings should go right now. As much as I love a player like Draisaitl, he's insanely good. But.
And Chromium Dragon says Yzerman will build our team through the draft mostly, so we got to be patient. And you know what? I'm starting to warm up to that because when I looked into the Tkachuk thing last night in between the first overtime, I was blown. Like I knew they gave away a lot, but when you see it in front of you and then you look at the numbers, that's can we agree too? Like. So, BMG, am I way off base with that? If I'm Edmonton, that's what I would ask for Draisaitl.
Yeah, Dylan Larkin would have to be in it. I don't think Mo Seider would be in it. They would probably add like a guy like Simon Edvinsson or something like that. Mo Seider is already top 8 defenseman in the league in my eyes, and he's only going to get better. So I don't think he would be included, but one of our lower end, I wouldn't even say lower end because that's not Simon.
It's got to be a premium tier.
Yeah, it's got to be a good prospect.
Because I'm taking a hit on Larkin as opposed to Huberdeau.
Yeah.
115-point season on the resume, bruh.
Yeah.
Like that's real.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm not. Again, guys, I know what everyone's going to do. They're going to like say, "No, I would never do that. I would never do that." I'm trying to open up everybody's eyes to what this takes. So that is it. Yes, Benny, I will tell the people about Big Boy. Yes, I will, because it's Strawberry Fest and it's back at Big Boy. Get the classic breakfast items, strawberry hotcakes, a mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Not a breakfast person. I'm not. So I like to tap into the strawberry bacon chicken wrap. Or, salad person, the summer splash salad. Don't forget about dessert. That's the reason Strawberry Fest was created. And it all started with the classic, the OG, the strawberry pie. You get deep-fried vanilla Oreos or the strawberry hot fudge cake. All of it is there at Strawberry Fest. Get to your local big boy today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Back at it, Big D Energy pulling up on the second hour of the show. Neal Ruhl, Sam Flannel in for D-Mac, Spencer Raxter, BMG with the backwards hat. Rax says, definitely getting our package worth out of this episode. That's right, it's a big package Friday. We're moving, fast pace. We're doing it. We're firing through. We're touching on every sport all the way around. I'm so deep into this package right now, I forget where we're at. We're going NFL, right?
NFL package.
See how we're doing that? Going back and forth like we play tennis. Like Michigan against TCU this afternoon in the NCAA tournament. Revenge tour for Michigan. I'm sure they'll do well against the number 2 team in the country.
Hell yeah. All right, first question of the NFL nickel package. Who has more total yards in their rookie season, Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan Robinson?
Bijan is... They took him. You know what I'm saying? Like, they took him at, what, 8?
Yep.
They took him, and they're going to get their money's worth out of him. He's going to walk in the door and be the focal point of what they do, and you have to, right? Because the jury's out on Desmond Ridder.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not trending well. The jury's going to be back with a decision in about 4 months. So it's going to be a lot of Bijan all the time. And I know I'll be, maybe someone will say, you should leave the state, Neal, for saying that. But I think Bijan's usage is going to be off the charts.
No, it is certainly going to be Bijan Robinson. I think there's a chance that Tyler Algier, their 5th-round draft pick rookie from last year that had 1,000 yards, all of a sudden turns into Alexander Madison, just a backup guy. And Bijan Robinson, to me, he's a guy that is going to be the best running back in the NFL in the next 2 or 3 years. No question about it. And Jahmyr Gibbs, I think... his issue is going to be lack of carries because David Montgomery is still clear RB1. I think he's going to catch more passes than Bijan Robinson, but Bijan Robinson is no slouch catching passes out of the backfield. He's one of the best pass catchers coming out as well. But give me Bijan Robinson to have a rookie of the year style rookie season.
Yeah, I mean, he is the most NFL ready prospect, 100%. Right? And that was pretty much unilateral across the board. Steve Wild says Bijan, but his career will last 4 years. Well, I don't. You look at the body, man. Like that dude is ready to go. He gives me. I'm not saying he's going to be like goated, but when you look at Bijan, I get like LeBron vibe. Like I was always big on LeBron because of the body as an 18-year-old. Bijan Robinson is an NFL football player right now walking in the door.
A built-in-a-lab type of running back. If you could build a perfect running back, it would look like Bijan Robinson.
No doubt about it. Second down.
Second question of the NFL nickel package. Who has more receiving yards as a rookie, Sam Laporta or Michael Mayer?
Troll it up, Spenny. Troll it up, right? I think it's got to be Mayer, right? Because Laporta, while he is a second-round draft pick, is walking into a tight end committee room where there are going to be specialized roles. The Lions tight ends were very effective inside the 20. Very effective. Very trustworthy. Did the job. Very good blocking. as well, because part of that success is the tight end inside the 20 package. Speaking of packages, right? Package. Speaking of that, the run blocking angle of it.
Absolutely.
They were counted on for that.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I again, this isn't, to me, a lot of the stuff isn't rocket science, man. It comes down to usage. It's like Data Davis. When his team's down 20, he's going to put up points on the board. And then everyone's going to walk away saying, he had a 40-piece. Yeah, I mean, he was minus for the day, but yeah, whatever, go on. It's a usage thing.
They also got back to within 3 and had a shot to tie it, so those points weren't meaningless. But you know what? This is the NFL nickel package, so I will stick to that. I am actually going to go with Sam Laporta on this one, and for some of the same reasons that you're going to, but I'm looking at the Raiders wide receiver room. Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfrow, and they have Austin Hooper on their roster, who I think right now is a better and more polished tight end than Michael Mayer, although I think Michael Mayer will be better in year 2. I expect both of them, honestly, Laporta and Mayer, to have, I wouldn't say disappointing years, but they're both going to have less than 500 receiving yards, I would say. Tight ends don't usually come right out of the gate and dominate. Travis Kelce didn't. George Kittle didn't. Like some of the best ever did not. So I think Sam Laporta is actually going to get more usage because he actually is the best tight end on that team. I actually hope that there are plays schemed for him, and Zylstra and Brock Wright and James Mitchell aren't targeted as much. That's what I hope. That's what I think could happen.
Yeah.
Sure.
But, again, I mean, you do bring up a good point, though, with the Austin Hooper thing and stuff like that. I just think, though, the Raiders, they got him. They're gonna use him, too. They are going to use him.
I could see that.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, John Lord, ACL injury coming for Bijan. Man.
Dude,
Jesus.
come on now. You can't
John,
say
a question
shit like
for
that.
you. Do you want Wembanyama to tear his ACL? Do Pistons fans want that?
No, I don't think anybody wants that.
Can you put that on the poll real quick? Just do Pistons fans want Wembanyama to tear his ACL? Because that's the vibes I get. You don't have to do it if you don't want to.
Yeah, I don't feel.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that if I were you either.
I bet the vote would be closer than you think it
It
would.
probably would. People are scumbags. All right, third question of the NFL
Facts.
nickel package. Which NFL team falls short of expectations next season?
Which NFL team falls short of expectations?
Yeah.
I guess that depends on how you define expectations, right? Because if I wanted to do the blue chip, like the Apple stock of this, I would say the Dallas Cowboys, because everyone always expects everything from them and they never do anything. So I mean, my stock answer, my safe play, if I was going to invest my money in a disappointment market, the Dallas Cowboys would be the blue chip of that stock market. Again, going back to what one of our texters or chat thread people said earlier, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I honestly believe that. I am not sold on Trevor Lawrence.
Oh yeah, Houston's gonna win the division.
You know what I'm saying, man? Like, it happens to somebody all the time. And I'm with you on Houston. They put their package on the table during the draft.
Yeah.
And they pushed.
And in the offseason, I like the free agents.
I do too. Like, I don't know. Jacksonville Jaguars. You want an off-the-grid answer, against-the-grain answer? That's my against-the-grain answer.
Ooh, well, then my answer is probably even more against the grain and against the grid. I am going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals fall short of their expectations. And I don't hate Joe Burrow, for the record. Obviously, Joe Burrow is the second-best quarterback in the NFL. They have the best wide receiver room in the NFL. What I worry about is their secondary, their linebacking core, and their offensive line, although they really upgraded with Orlando Brown. That will be huge. I just also think with that division, Pittsburgh, you can count on them to maybe win 8 or 9 games. Baltimore's going to be better. It wouldn't shock me at all if Cleveland is even flirting for a playoff spot. I just think they're in a gauntlet right now, and you can't count on them like you can other teams like the Chiefs to just run away with that division. It wouldn't shock me at all if Joe Burrow never wins a Super Bowl in his entire career.
WoodwardSports.com.
Bro, what?
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Mike G. Flannel, who's better, Trevor Lawrence or J.J. McCarthy?
Well, Trevor Lawrence.
Is he?
Duh. I love Trevor Lawrence. He was a generational quarterback.
Did he get to New
prospect.
York?
I think he got to New York. He never won one.
Right.
He never won a Heisman, though.
Trevor Lawrence won a Heisman.
He did not. I promise he did not.
I thought he did his freshman year.
He won a natty his freshman year.
Oh, yeah.
He came in mid-season for Kelly Bryant, I believe.
Okay. Jack Harrington, Sam equals a Joe Burrow hater. LOL.
He lost Devontae Smith one. Yeah.
Next down.
Okay, next question of the nickel package. Which NFL team is your most improved from the previous season?
Spenmo and I are lockstep.
Hell yeah.
We're big on the Houston Texans. As Spenmo said, throughout the end of the football season last year, when the Texans fired their coach, I said, if I'm an NFL coach, of all these jobs that are out there, if I could have one, I'm taking the Houston Texans job. And that was before I knew they had 2 of the top 3 picks in the draft or whatever craziness they did this year. I do. I'm big on the Texans, and that's who I think is going to be your, quote, worst to first this year. And, again, Jacksonville will take a step backwards.
Ooh, that's a good one. That would be in the running for me, but I'm going to go with another team that was one of the worst teams in the NFL last year, and I think you guys might agree with me, too, on this one. I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears. I think
They would be my second choice.
I'll tell you what, they won 3 games last year. It wouldn't shock me at all if they won at the very least 7 or 8, and maybe even contended for the second spot in the division.
Boo.
Here's the thing. Justin Fields... It wasn't Justin Fields' fault that the Bears were bad last year. It was because their defense, once they got rid of Roquan Smith and Robert Quinn, was historically bad. And now you give Justin Fields, DJ Moore, a full offseason of Chase Claypool. Darnell Mooney doesn't have to be your number 1.
And, oh, by the way, he's one of the most dynamic athletes at the position in the game.
He had 1,100 yards. And people forget this about Justin Fields. During his 2019 season at Ohio State, he threw for 41 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He was seen as a very polished passer of the football. He wasn't seen as a running quarterback coming out, but we'll see. I like Cole Kmet, their tight end. They drafted a first-round offensive lineman. They got a couple of linebackers in free agency. I like their safeties. Their corners are a little bit – they're young, but I think they're talented. The thing I worry about them, though, is who's going to rush the passer. I know they got DeMarcus Walker from Tennessee, who's a 7-sack guy, but – that's a concern.
Huge upgrade in the linebacker spot, right, Spenny?
Yes, Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards. Yeah.
You know what? And Flannel, this is the one that I do kind of vibe with you on because you're getting crushed right now in the chat, but I'll step in too because I did this for everybody once already with Jalen Hurts. Remember when I did this for everybody with Jalen Hurts?
Yeah.
My first month on the network, I was like, guys, dude, Jalen Hurts is legit. And this was the exact same, except they all said Hurts sucks.
Yeah.
Simplified playbook, not a good passer, all that. The same bit. I see the same things in Justin Fields, man. I see the same thing, except he's more dynamic of an athlete.
Oh, he's
way more.
Besides for Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick, I would put him as, other than those two, the most dynamic athlete we've ever seen at the quarterback. Maybe prime Randall Cunningham, but Justin Fields had an 1,100-yard rushing season. That's phenomenal.
All right, we got to go to break real fast.
Yes.
But final question: give me one long shot MVP candidate.
One long shot MVP candidate because of I'm talking a bomb.
Don't say it.
Because of the juice. You said you want a long shot.
Yeah,
I'm giving you a long shot.
You're gonna say it.
The juice is already built in. Yes, Spencer Raxter. The juice is already built in. Say Mahomes twists an ankle or something like that. I'm just saying. You wanted a bomb. You asked for this.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you what you asked for.
Okay.
If they repeat the form and this team goes to where they can go, yes, Spenny, Jared Goff is a long shot for the MVP.
Wow.
He's a long Spenny. I'm not saying it's a get right.
I know.
I'm not saying I'm betting one of the furnaces on it. I'm not saying any of that.
It's better than what I thought you were going to say. Justin Fields. So I'm cool with Goff.
No, because they won't win enough.
That's fair.
If this, guys, I'm telling you,
MVP.
If this Lions team does what everybody thinks they can do, the bias is already built in. I'm telling you, man.
I don't hate that one, and I'm about to drop a bomb as well. I know we got to go to break.
Oh, God.
I will say Justin Fields as a long shot, severe long shot.
Okay, stop.
For the reasons I just gave you.
I'm a big Justin Fields guy too, but not MVP this year.
But what if he really ups his passing numbers? You give him DJ Moore. You give him a free agent offensive line and Nate Davis. You give him a first-round draft pick.
All right.
Khalil Herbert.
The big package game. We're falling behind.
All right.
Get our package back on track.
Absolutely.
Boo.
All right.
Let me tell you guys about Swiss Insurance, because Justin Fields isn't going to be MVP, but you might need some MVP protection, and you can get it at Swiss because you like the draft picks. Did the GM do their job? Be a boss and take control of your insurance options. Draft a company that will give you a cost-effective plan and protect you like the best O-line in the league, something Justin Fields has never heard of. Email Swiss Insurance today, mark@swissins.com. That's mark@swissins.com, or go to www.swissins.com and make sure you are protected, unlike Justin Fields. Boo.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Big Package Friday. Neal Ruhl, Sam Flannel in for D-Mac, BMG, Big Mike Gentry with the backwards hat. Spencer Raxter as well. Boom. All of you, woodwardsports.com chat thread. Let's get to some of the responses, shall we? Dan G. Sam is embarrassing himself today. Doughboy Steve, pull the flannel over his head. Joey Miller says, Dan G, to be fair, Sam embarrasses himself every day.
Damn. Oh, that's just mean.
That was I said long shot for the record.
Boo.
There is a pathway. Not saying it's likely. Boo. I'm just saying.
Kyle Stark, though, says, F all the flannel haters.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Rich Diana says, flannel haters have it too easy. Yeah, that one was pretty good. All right, we gotta cook through one here. Let's do the baseball one. The MLB one. Right. Kind of concerning with the Detroit Tigers, also an emphasis on the game national. We got the Spenny Sportsbook to get to. We have the NBA Fast Break as well. But here, it's Neal's starting rotation. 5 questions about the Tigers, baseball, et al. First inning. What's your level of concern, like your DEFCON level of concern with Torque?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say 9 at this point.
Oh, wow.
I'll say, I know that Spencer Torkelson has been better. He started the...
Let me tell you about hard hit rate.
That's the thing.
Have we talked about exit velo?
And that's... A lot of that talk is becoming talking points at this point. I understand at some point they have to fall in for hits or go over the fence. I do acknowledge at the beginning of the month he was hitting under 200. He's up that batting average up to 230 something. I forgot it was the mid 230s. But his on-base percentage still has a big old fat 2 in front of it. He needs to put it together over the whole season.
And you know what, Flannel? I don't like to get caught up on one thing. But Flannel, every time I look at the numbers, that just it hits me right between the eyes, man.
Yes.
Every time. And here's why it's concerning. Here's why it is concerning. And there are some people on there that are saying, I have 0 level of concern.
0?
You can't be 0.
You can't be 0, but look, if you're a 2 crowd, okay.
2.
The problem for me is I was told he takes walks. That's what I was told. That's what we were all told. He did it in college. Your on-base percentage is in the 2s.
2.
You're not having a good season. And guess what? We're almost to Memorial Day. Yep. Next weekend, I'm going on the golf course on Friday.
Oh, man.
And it's going to be 85. And I'm going to have some drinks. And I'm getting after it. And having a cigar and all that stuff. And guess what? Torque's OBP will still be in the 2s.
How many shots under are you going to hit? 2.
0.286 his OBP. Yep. It won't be the only .286 out there. Yeah. No, but anyway, it does, Sam Flannel, and maybe it's me. Maybe I'm making too big of a deal over it, but it hits me right between the eyes that the OBP with this guy is so low. I'm sorry. Hey, Tigers fans, I'm sorry. Tigers fans, I'm sorry.
No, I just want people who can get on base. That's all I want. Spencer Torkelson doesn't get on base.
Somebody take a walk.
Nobody really does on this roster.
You gotta bust your ass to walk somebody on the Tigers.
Absolutely. And that's not a sign of a good baseball team.
What, Spenny?
They're going BMG and Spenny are going crazy.
Are you guys all right over there?
No. Oh, 2.
We never have 2 walks in a game. We never hit 2 home runs in a game. We don't.
Question number 2.
Question number 2. All right.
Bastards.
Is this next stretch of games at Washington and at Kansas City, is it kind of a make it or break it? Like if you want to ha-ha and he, and and I'll give the Tigers a 2% chance to win the division, is this like a make it or break it straight? You got it. I think they got 7 games against these guys. Could be 6 or 7. I don't remember. You got to only lose 2 of them tops.
Yeah, 2 of them if you want to have real expectations, if you want to continue this, I don't want to say illusion that the Tigers can actually do something in this division. My more takeaway is that you can't tank these games. You can't go on a 2-4 or a 2-5 road trip. If you do that, you should basically cease all expectations that the Detroit Tigers will do anything, because that will put them, 5-6 games under 500, fairly deep into the season, past Memorial Day or right at Memorial Day. You just can't. You got to go 500. If you go below 500, or I guess at the absolute worst 3-4, but you can't tank them. You can't tank them.
3-4 is not acceptable.
That's fair.
It's not acceptable. And look, guys, I know we're getting kind of granular with it, but an 8-game stretch is 5% of the season.
Yeah.
That's the way baseball works. So,
maybe at least 5-2.
You got at least 5-2. There is no doubt about it. People at WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Steven Bricks 93. You guys should make a T-shirt for Neal that says "I was told." I was told. I was told he takes walks.
By the way, it is a 6-game stretch, so I would
4-2.
4-2. Okay, I would say 3-3. Anything below 3-3, and you're basically effed.
There you go. Kenny says, I got to go, number 2. Dan G, tell Spenny to lay off the edibles.
Oh, man.
So,
it's a good day.
There you have it. 2. All right. You guys are clowns, all of you. Absolutely clowns. What do you make of the Tigers? Inning number 3, starter number 3. We're to the Matt Manning portion of the of the show. What do you make of the Tigers' winning record in May? Is it something? Is it nothing?
It's not. It's a winning record for 3/4 of the month or something like that. I'm not gonna, or 2/3 of the month. I'm not gonna poo-poo that as nothing. I like the fact that they were able to rebound from their very, very tough stretch, in which they did, to be fair, play a very, very tough schedule, including getting swept at Tampa Bay. Which team hasn't done that, by the way? You've seen improvement from guys like Riley Green. You've seen guys like Alex Lang and Jason Foley in the bullpen. The bullpen has actually been one of the strengths of their team. Javi Baez, whether we like him or not, he has to be here for a while, and he has played better. And I said before, Riley Green, he is the guy that I think, at least so far, has somewhat delivered this season, at least to the expectations we had. We'd like him to get on base a little bit more. We'd like him to hit with a little bit more power. But at least, what is his batting average? It's almost in the 290s.
Yeah, 270s, 280, right around there.
Yeah, that's not bad.
He's the most realistic major league hitter they have.
100%.
I will give you that. It's just 3 home runs.
Yeah. That's not
He
enough.
wasn't the number 2 overall pick, right? He was 5.
Right. That's not enough. And I did forget to mention Eduardo Rodriguez. Whether the Tigers end up keeping him or trading him, I would
trade him.
I would agree with that.
Have to trade him.
Especially since his last outing, his ERA only went up. And history will show that it will get above 3 at some point. But even I've been impressed with the way he's been pitching, and I think at the very least it'll be a good trade chip. He's Cy Young level right now.
Joey Miller, isn't there a clear difference when they play the best division in baseball and the rest of the league? Yes, there certainly is. Brandon says Detroit runs differentials on pace to be about -200 for the full season.
42,
which is absolutely crazy. I'll wrap these last 2 up into one real quick. Are you watching as much baseball as I am? I dig the pitch clock. Baseball is seems to be more fun.
I never thought that baseball had a problem, but I'm old school like that, to the shock of absolutely no one. But yeah, the pitch clock was something I was worried about, but I like it. I like the fact that there's not a lot of wasted time in between pitches. It does make a difference, and it doesn't dampen my enjoyment at all. But yeah, this has been a fun baseball season.
Spenny, question for you on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Spenny, this comes from Mike G. What number did Charles Woodson wear?
Number 2.
There you go. Absolutely, that is the number.
42.
Absolutely. Hey, how many times did I go to Planet Fitness in the last 2 days?
2.
2. That's absolutely right. Planet Fitness, the official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports. And look, guys, I'm there Monday through Friday. It's my routine. It's where I go, right to the one over here on Maple Road. Unless we're somewhere else, say we're Feldman Chevrolet or whatever in Novi, no problem. There's a Planet Fitness a mile away from there, so I go work out there on those days. If I go to South Florida, the one in Coconut Creek, boom, boom, boom. Wherever I am, there's always a Planet Fitness close by. Now, I'm a Black Card member, which starts at $24.99 per month. Basically, you own Planet Fitness. You get to do whatever you want to do. You can go there 1 time a day. You can go there
2
times a day. Whenever you want to go, you can do it with Planet Fitness and the Black Card. If you got a central base you want to go to, that's cool too. $1 down, $10 a month. Unlimited privileges there at your home club. Again, 1 time a day, 2 times a day, whatever you want to do, it is all out there for you. And don't forget, the Planet Fitness is allowing the high school kids ages 14 to 19 in the U.S. and Canada to work out for free all summer long from May 15th to August 31st. For more details, go to planetfitness.com. To join, go to planetfitness.com or just pull in the parking lot. You'll pass a couple on the way home. There's over 50 of them in the Metro Detroit area. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
At Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, BMG, Big Mike Gentry. Toronto Maple Leafs just fired their GM, Mike Gentry.
No way.
Yeah.
Shanny coming back?
I don't know. Toronto made the playoffs every season under their former GM.
Yeah, but didn't do anything once they got to the playoffs.
I don't understand why he got fired for something that happens every single year.
That's a good point. But you know, when you have as many flameouts as the Maple Leafs, there's got to be a pound of flesh at some point. Biblical type losses.
That is true.
Come home, Shanny.
We were talking about Planet Fitness during going into the last break. Steve Brown says, my daughter just got her Planet Fitness pass. This is summer number 2 for her with the pass. So there's that out there as well. So, yeah.
I don't know why this is happening.
Are you on edibles? That's what people want to know.
I'm not on edibles.
Spencer's laugh just makes me laugh. So I can't
that is
stop.
true. Spenmo's got like the greatest laugh in the world.
100%.
Like you can't
I'll
not
mute my
laugh
mic.
when Spenny laughs.
Oh, man.
You can't.
It's good stuff.
All right, be a pro and give us this. Take us to Spenny Sports Book.
Take us
all right?
to Spenny Sports Book. Come on, the Spenny Sports Book. First question: over under 12 sacks for Aiden Hudson next season.
I know I'm a hater, but I'm going to go under. That's aggressive, man.
12? He had 9.5.
James Houston's going to play all the time this year.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like 12's a little too aggressive for me. I know he's going to break Strahan's record to you, but to me 12's a little too aggressive.
He's not going to break Strahan's record, but I am smashing the over on this one. You know how I make lofty predictions from time to time. I think this is the year where he takes the step into being the face of the Detroit Lions franchise when they are ready to win, a la J.J. Watt for the Houston Texans. I'm not saying he's going to be J.J. Watt, but he's going to be the face of the Detroit Lions to go to multiple Pro Bowls and multiple All-Pros, and it starts with a 13.5 sack season this year. No more rookie growing pains. Defense is going to be better. Give me the over.
I like it. Question number 2.
Oh, real quick question for you, Spenny. Mike G wants to know, Spenny, who wrote Green Eggs and Ham?
Dr. Seuss.
All right, here we go. Now question number
2. Over under 73.5 wins for the Tigers this season.
I will go under, and here's why. And somebody brought I think IT Hips or somebody brought it up, giving me crap about the trade Erod thing. I think that they will trade Eduardo Rodriguez. I think that we saw with the Tigers what happens. We had gotten real comfortable, I think, and overly comfortable with Eduardo Rodriguez pitching at a Cy Young level. Like it started to become the expectation. There was a little more regression to the mean against Pittsburgh when he gave up multiple home runs.
Oh, yeah.
I think you will see a little more of that. That's fair. His track record and resume says that you'll see a little more of that. With all due respect, he's not going to win the Cy Young. And I think at some point he'll be traded because if you're not going to extend him, then you need to trade him. That's it. That's all.
And at some point, with the Tigers' run differential being as bad as it is, the Tigers will regress to the mean. I would say under as well for that reason. And also, Eduardo Rodriguez will either get closer back to what he actually is as a pitcher, which is very, very good, but not Cy Young level, or he'll get traded and the Tigers will just miss out on his production altogether because Eduardo Rodriguez has been elite. He, more than anybody else, is the reason that the Tigers have at least been better this year than they were the two
and their
previous
bullpen's
years.
been elite.
Absolutely. Especially
elite. Alex Lang's been great.
That is 100% true.
I would, however, would not trade Alex Lang. Still a couple more years of team control on that. So that one I will keep unless I get blown away by an offer. That would be the only way. But I am actively shopping. If it's me, I'm actively shopping Eduardo Rodriguez right now, even as we speak.
I mean, look at what happened in the last game. As we said, his trade value was only getting just a little bit lower because he had his I'd say not terrible game, but he didn't pitch well enough to win against Pittsburgh, and his ERA is only going to go up. Trade him while it's hot, while it's still under 2.
Yep, there you go. Window number 3.
Question number 3 from the Spiny Spots Back. Over under 17.5 points per game for Jaden Ivey next season.
If everyone's healthy, like in a perfect world for the Pistons, it'll be under. Because of the usage of Cade Cunningham, Bogey will be back. I know, and it was great to see his development as the season came along.
Had a great year.
Some of the metrics that I had questions about improved. Finish rate at the rim and those types of things. They all improved. However, if everyone's healthy, the usage of Cade Cunningham, Bojan Bogdanovic is going to be a 20-plus point a game guy because of the way he shoots the basketball, and he was when he left for the season. You see what I'm saying? If everyone finishes the year on the Pistons healthy, he will be under that. If they trade Bojan, I reserve the right to change my opinion. But as it sits right now, there's only one basketball.
That is fair. And if Cade Cunningham plays a full season, obviously Jaden Ivey is not going to get the usage. He's going to have to play more off ball. I will go... You know what? I'm still going to go over. I think Jaden Ivey will vastly improve his shooting splits. His three-point shooting was better than advertised last year, but I think he's a guy that could average 18 on 43 to 44% shooting and 35% from 3 and up that free throw percentage. Give me slightly over, not a huge number, but 18 points a game, a more efficient 18.
I think this is my favorite the chat has ever been today, and I don't even know why. But
why is that?
It's just all the oohs. Just keep going.
Well, you know how we operate, Spenny.
Oh, yeah.
We will take the most inane stuff, and we'll blow it up. And I love it, man. I absolutely do.
All right, next question of the Spenny Sportsbook. Over under 1.5 Tigers finish the season 300 or over?
Under. We're begging for the number 1 overall pick to get his on-base percentage over 300. Oof. Who's it going to be? Like, Riley Green is what, 280?
Something like that.
So you're telling me he's going to hit, what, 300 and 320 the second half of the year?
Let me pull up Riley Green's batting average.
There's no way there's 2 players on this team that are regular players that are going to hit over 300.
All right, Riley Green is at 291. Second on the team is Zach McKinstry at 275, and that's why I will go a hard under. It will be 0.
Whoa.
I mean, who's it? Like Neal said, who's it going to be? Riley Green? Is he going to take that big of a leap even going moving further on into the season. I expect Riley Green to hover around 280, 285, 290, hopefully get that on-base percentage up a bit, maybe to 350, but 300, that is a big ask. And the Tigers, they don't have a lot of talented major league level starting position players. 0, and I would almost guarantee it will be 0.
Lions Planet on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread says maybe Torkelson. Yeah, if he hits 500 for the rest of the year.
He's hitting 233. Come on, bro. That's lunacy.
Hoofhearted had a good one. Akil Badu.
What are you doing in my car?
Oh, I wait for that experiment to be over.
Yeah.
Scope and Badu.
Yeah.
You want to tell me the franchise is turning the corner? Then let's move on from the 4A guys.
Scope needs to go. I don't mind Badu.
Akil Badu's having a slight bounce back. I'll give him that.
All right, last question of the Spenny Sportsbook. Over under 13.5 rushing touchdowns for David Montgomery next season.
13.5. I'm tempted to take the over. I am on that one. Just again, because if you're inside the 5-yard line, it's a rushing touchdown with this team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
It is. If they get the ball inside the 5-yard line, it's a rushing touchdown for the running back.
Yeah.
Period, end of story.
And I'll tell you what, going into the question, I was tempted to say under because 14 rushing
touchdowns. I wanted to say under, too. That's a lot.
14 rushing touchdowns is a big ask. And I know we bring this up a lot. Jamal Williams had 17, when I think his previous career high was something like 4, and he was never a starter. And David Montgomery, he is an upgrade. I think he will get more 2, 3, 4, 5-yard rushing touchdowns than 1. I think it all depends on if the Lions hit more explosive plays for touchdowns, because rushing touchdowns can be a little bit random. You can be the goal line touchdown merchant like Jamal Williams, or you can just not have the opportunities. But I will say over, maybe 14. I also don't think Jahmyr Gibbs will have very many goal line touches either. Give me over.
Go
ahead, Spenny.
I'm just laughing at the chat.
No, I know you are. Go ahead.
What
Let's
would
rip
Jesus
them off.
do?
Yeah. That's Alex Merrill. Nicholas Duncan. He has the answer to your free agent wish. Sign Hamadou. Yeah, you can do that. Alex wanted to know, too, do you know the music from The Who?
No, I actually like The Who.
I love The Who.
Yeah.
Kenny says, damn right, that is the truth.
Nicholas Duncan, that's my dude.
Oh, man.
This is the best day.
Dan Wood, Mr. Magoo. It's the first time Mr. Magoo has ever been uttered on this show.
Oh, for sure.
Shout out Mr. Magoo, making his maiden voyage.
How did this
on
start?
Big D
I don't
Energy.
even remember anymore.
It was me booing your
Oh, that's
Justin
right,
Fields
my
take.
Justin Fields take. Yeah, I guess.
Here on Mark M says Spenny's laugh.
Alex Merrill says, not shiz, my grandma lives in Kalamazoo.
Are we done? We're done, right?
Yeah, we're going to break.
Shane Sandrak says getting your haircut at Lady Jane's is the move.
Hey. Hell yeah.
Nicholas Duncan, my baby likes to poop. Yeah, that's their play. That's what they do. That is their move. Robert 360, the Pistons got screwed. They did.
They did.
Corey Berry says, yes, it's an F it Friday. It's a big package Friday, too. We got another package to get to when we come back. What do we got? We got a fast break, right?
Oh, man.
Yep.
NBA, let's go.
Tell us about Guardian Alarm.
Yeah, somebody say something. Somebody do a commercial, please.
All right, it's a new year. Let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT. That is 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Stay out.
Guardian Alarm.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
Mercifully coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, Sam Flannel in for D-Mac. D-Mac will be back on Tuesday. BMG, Big Mike Gentry with the backwards hat. Spencer Raxter as well. WoodwardSports.com chat thread, KCJ Mack. The Lions should have drafted Clayton Toon.
Is that Lucas Klotz's burner?
No.
Rich Diana, I'm having deja vu. Jordan says time for some food. Lions Planet, what were the Tigers going to do? Steve Brown, I'll admit it, I got a pedicure yesterday, and my feet are smooth.
Hey. Hell yeah. Saskatchewan.
Yep. So there it is.
I fucking love today.
Okay. It's a big package Friday, as we said. We got one more to get to.
Yes. I can
NBA.
get that one. I can get that one and ask you guys. All right, so number one, or point guard. If Nikola Jokic wins a Finals MVP this season, is he already a top 20 NBA player of all time?
Yes. Because he revolutionized the game. Because I was told the center was dead. At least the way the traditional center played.
He was chilling so hard.
He was chilling.
I watched the TV.
I told you he's got the backwards hat, man. He's got the backwards hat on. He's ready for the weekend. And then we're not even there yet, but he's ready for the weekend.
Go home.
No, he revolutionized the big man in the NBA. He runs the offense.
Absolutely.
The offense runs through a big man, who also, by the way, looks like a loaf of bread running up and down the floor. That's what he looks like. But it doesn't matter because he's the best player in basketball.
100%.
He's a back-to-back MVP. And, yes, there is some pressure on them to cash this one in. No doubt there is. And he needs it. Like, the resume needs it. Once he gets one, then, yeah, I want some respect on this man's name.
Absolutely.
Because of what Sam Flannel, he's the best player in the NBA over the last couple seasons.
And that is 100% right. I will go even further. If Nikola Jokic wins a Finals MVP, I would be okay putting his legacy right up there with guys like Giannis Antetokounmpo and Kevin Durant and Dirk Nowitzki, guys like that. And if he wins a Finals MVP, that is his pathway to eventually being
more triple-doubles in a playoff than Wilt Chamberlain.
Absolutely.
Man.
And that's why there is a pathway. If he wins a Finals MVP, at least you can start to have the conversations. Can he pass Hakeem someday? Can he be a top 10 all-time NBA player? He wouldn't be there yet, but he would be on his way.
Steven Syrett, Flannel is a tool. All right. Second quarter.
All right. Can the Miami Heat actually win the NBA title?
I want to say no. But the same thing we talked about with the Panthers, aren't the Heat giving those vibes too?
Absolutely.
Where like it's all clicking. And remember too, they don't have Tyler Hero. Like there's some things going against them. 3
of their best role players are Caleb Martin, Gabe, Vincent, and Max Strus. Yeah, I even forgot his name for a moment. I just blanked for a second. But anywho, the Miami Heat during the regular season, they were barely above 500. They had to survive a game against the sorry Bulls to even make the playoffs. And
they were losing by 5 with 2 minutes to go in the play-in game.
To the Bulls. And in the regular season, the Miami Heat shot 34.4% from 3, which is 27th in the NBA. And in the postseason, they have upped that to 37.8%. They're making a lot more of their shots. But there is something to playoff Jimmy Butler. In the regular season, he averaged 23 points per game. In the playoffs, 32. He averages 1 more rebound, 1 more assists. His efficiency takes a little bit of a dip, but just that's because his usage. Playoff Jimmy Butler is a thing. If he can win a Finals MVP, and a little side note, maybe he's top 50 NBA player of all time.
Yeah, he's certainly climbing and I love the story too. Yep. Dude was homeless in high school. Dude was homeless in high school. And what about this too? Dan G. Spoelstra's the best coach left in the playoffs. And you know what?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got a lot of respect for him because he did it the right way. I'm big on this. He wasn't like Roy Williams that just showed up and coached Kansas in the video room. Like, came from the very bottom of the organization from a coaching perspective.
Got noticed by Pat Riley.
Yeah. In the video room. There's something to it. You can't do it the way he's done it for this long, throughout all the twists and turns of a franchise, and not be one of the best in the game, because he is. And I won't have it. I won't have it any other way. There will be no slander. Next
Hall
one.
of Fame coach, 100%.
sure.
All right. Small forward, third. Would a Finals MVP put Jason Tatum as the best Boston Celtics player since Larry Bird?
Ooh. I don't know.
There's an inherent bias that everyone will have to get past in order to add.
100%.
Because if you take it to the paper, Spenny, I know you don't want to say yes.
No.
I can see it in your face.
KG, man. Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, Finals MVP, all in the same season.
Well, if Boston wins, Tatum's going to be the Finals MVP.
Yeah, but
So
that was a legendary season by Kevin Garnett.
With a 50-point Game 7.
I'm still giving it to Kevin Garnett. He wasn't there as long, but like I said, Finals MVP, regular season MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, all in the same season. Like that's special.
Mike G says the Greyhounds play hockey in the Sioux. They do. Brandon Katz, Spoelstra's dad was an NBA executive. He had connections and got Spoelstra his job. Yes, in the video room. In the video room, Brandon. A video coordinator. And he's a Hall of Fame coach. With anybody, yeah. Did he have LeBron? Yeah. No, he's got Jimmy Butler now. He's doing it with Jimmy Butler, who is a cast-off. That Philadelphia, if they still had him, it would be Philadelphia we're talking about right now. But hey, they got the MVP, so Philadelphia will be fine without him.
Yeah, and I will say yes, that if Jason Tatum wins a Finals MVP, it does make him the best Boston Celtic player since Larry Bird. Jason Tatum, for all I've even said about him, I've given him, I think, fair criticism. He does have 2 first-team All-NBA appearances. Paul Pierce never had any. Ray Allen never had any with the Celtics, and Kevin Garnett only had 1 with the Celtics. And also, I think this is something that doesn't get talked about enough. Jason Tatum has been the best player on a Celtics franchise that has been pretty consistently winners the past 4 or 5 years. So for those reasons alone, also given the fact that Ray Allen's prime was in Milwaukee and Seattle and Kevin Garnett's prime was before he got to Boston in Minnesota, I would say yes. I'd say the tail end of Kevin Garnett's prime was with Boston, but I would say yes. Jason Tatum, a Finals MVP, would make him the best Celtic since Larry Bird.
I mean, I'm kind of, and he was built too. Like he was developed, drafted. He wasn't like a mercenary like KG was. That counts for something.
That does count for something.
That's part of the reason why I hold Isaiah Thomas in such high esteem. Because there were 900 people at the Silverdome when he got here. And they were winning like 9 games a year.
That is fair.
And he built it
and
from the ground up.
And that's why I would say Jason Tatum's closest comp would be Paul Pierce and not Kevin Garnett. And I think that Jason Tatum is clearly a better player than Paul Pierce. No disrespect.
And I would say that too. To quote Rick Ross, Isaiah built it ground up.
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett bought it renovated.
That's fair.
All right. Power forward. Do the Lakers have a chance to come back and win the Western Conference Finals?
No. No, they got to win 4 or 5.
That's true.
What capacity have they shown to be? It went as well as it could go for them yesterday on the road, and they couldn't win. The Nuggets were teetering for a good 10-minute stretch of that game. Teetering on the brink, and they couldn't deliver the knockout blow. They had to win that game.
I would say you're right, but I will also say that the game was in the balance, and then Jamal Murray just went nuclear. I know that they should have done more to bury them, the Lakers, when Jamal Murray
Which tends to happen more at home than it does on the road.
And that is fair. My thing is that the Lakers are still undefeated at home in the playoffs. I know they would have to win at least 1 road game. They've been in these last 2 road games. I just think if a few things go their way, they still have a chance, although their margin for error with the Lakers, and this makes me uncomfortable, is pretty much none. You can't even get off to a bad start, or else you might just get gentlemen swept or swept out of this series.
Yeah, and remember too, they haven't lost a game at home. If they lose one of them, then they have to win in Denver twice, and that ain't happening.
Oh, hell no. If they lose another home game, probably throughout the
whole playoffs. If they lose
playoffs,
a home game, it's over.
They have to go undefeated at home in order to win a championship, I would say, in the playoffs.
Well, they have to go undefeated at home and win one in Denver.
Most certainly in this series.
It's kind of like having Torkelson and Green, having to hit a rookie parlay.
I don't know. I think this is a little bit more likely, but or at least the Lakers scenario. All right. Last question.
Anywho.
And I think this is a good one because it's going to make you guys think. Which NBA resume is going to turn out to be better when it's all said and done? Jimmy Butler's or James Harden's?
Jimmy Butler wins a chip, I'd say him.
Yeah. Spenny, I'm glad that you didn't snap react because I know what everyone's going to do in the chat thread. Butler.
Harden's got MVP.
Yeah. See, and and probably the most dynamic scorer of his generation.
Mm-hmm.
I've had NBA players say that to me before. Like, you don't understand what it's like when James Harden's in transition, and you got to stop him.
And I'm glad you guys came from that angle too, because James Harden, I wouldn't say he's gotten disrespected, but maybe a little bit. At least for what a regular season dynamo that he was, and the fact that the Houston Rockets were pretty much consistent winners while he was there. I would say it would take a finals MVP for Jimmy Butler's resume to be better, a very unlikely finals MVP, because another stat that I think a lot of people probably don't know and maybe discount. James Harden was first-team All-NBA 6 times. Jimmy Butler, 0. That matters. That's why it would need to take an all-time great playoff run and a finals MVP from Jimmy Butler to even be in that conversation.
Yeah.
I'd say most likely James Harden.
Brandon Katz, Harden hasn't aged well, but in his prime, he was far better than Butler, and that's true.
100%.
And, you know, I guess not aging well at, 30, 35, 36, having a couple of 40-point games in the playoffs, carrying the MVP across the finish line in those wins.
That's true.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
Sports marketing agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast is called This is the S Word. Helps address the stigma associated with seeking help. If you're struggling or you know someone that's struggling, go to thesportsma.com. Thesportsma.com, the sports marketing agency. They're here to help.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle, baby, talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Final segment of the week, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Sam, Flannel in for D-Mac, Spencer, Raxter, BMG with the backwards hat. Happy to have you along. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. You guys can get involved there. LFG says, damn, I missed the Sam Flannel harassment segment. Well, LFG, subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker. You can rewind and play the Sam Flannel harassment over and over and over again, and then play it some more. If that's what you like, go ahead, because there's plenty to go around.
Yeah, and I got a little bit of it on the morning show as well, too, today. So this is not a good day for me. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. That was brutal, that loss. I'll admit it. Terrible.
Doughboy Steve says, please excuse the short attention span. 5 overtimes can do that to you.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. Shout out to Doughboy Steve and Spencer Raxter. They did the whole thing.
I was up past 2.
Dragon says, final segment. Boo.
Yeah. Corey Berry said D-Mac bodied Lemieux.
Detroit Dabber 313, tough matchup for Detroit City tomorrow, playing the defending champs. Yes, San Antonio FC in town, 7:30, Keyworth, TV 20. If you want to watch the broadcast, ESPN Plus, however you consume it, feel free to do it. And yeah, no question, they are up against it. San Antonio FC won 7-0 over Charleston, who was in first place last week. So it's out there. They got all former MLS dudes, and they're spending some coin.
They can beat them just like they beat the Columbus Crew.
They can.
Yeah.
I know who was watching that, Spenny. You.
Me.
Yeah, so there's that as well. Spencer was up past 2 drinking some brew. Were you?
Yep. I was indeed.
Of course. I do have to bust out of here after the show. College baseball again for ESPN Plus. What do you got going on, Sam Flannel?
This weekend, Probably just date with the lady. Hopefully we'll do something fun. Not a whole lot going on. Hopefully a Lakers victory on Saturday, or else my Sunday is going to be pretty miserable. You know what's funny? Not to go off on a little bit of a tangent. I was really, really happy when the Golden State Warriors were eliminated. That was my number one priority going into the playoffs as an NBA fan. And I thought I was going to be able to just sit back and enjoy this Lakers-Nuggets series and be fine with whatever outcome, while obviously rooting for the Lakers. But then you hear all of the chirping from both my coworkers here, from people on Twitter, from ESPN analysts, people in their nonsense about LeBron, people in their nonsense about AD, and now all of a sudden...
I agree with you about the LeBron stuff.
Okay.
It is pretty much... That is a lot of nonsense, especially when you stack up the seasons at 38 years old. Peep Jordan's numbers the last 3 years of his career when he shot 21% from three for a third of a decade.
Yeah.
Peep that out. But Anthony Davis is a bitch.
He is... Do I need to remind you of the 26-11 playoff averages very, very efficiently?
He was a bitch last night.
He was terrible last night. I have never said that he wasn't terrible last night.
Nikola Jokic sunned him.
And
I ain't talking about Phoenix.
Bars.
I mean, Nikola Jokic, that wasn't his best game.
Slid
Obviously, he
that
still
one
had a
in.
triple-double, but a fairly inefficient one, at least as a scorer. But that's okay. He was better than AD. Best player in the NBA. We agree.
Jack Harrington, yes, Neal. Data Davis sucks.
Yep, he's terrible, all right? You guys would all take him on your team. I'll just say that.
Chuck Brewer says, you mean when he was out of the game for years? Yes, that whole time LeBron kept playing?
Yep.
When Jordan was resting in retirement?
Yeah,
you can't argue it. It's inarguable. Go look at the numbers.
Michael Jordan's year 38 season was his 14th year in the NBA. And while we're at it, go peep Kobe Bryant's numbers in his year 35, year 36, and year 37 seasons. Terrible. And the Lakers were a dumpster fire. The standards that LeBron is being held to, you have never seen before, and you'll never see again. It's ridiculous. It's like they're holding him to prime LeBron, prime Jordan standards. Enough. There's nothing he can do in this playoffs that can hurt his legacy in any way, shape, or form. Nothing.
Rada says Anthony Davis is a future Piston.
I mean, if that can be, you guys would take him.
You'd buy a jersey, wouldn't you?
Probably. I definitely would. That'd be a good year.
What do you got, Spenny? What do you got lined up?
That'd be a good year. Not much. Just chilling. Probably gonna get out on the links, see what's going on with that car action. I'm excited though. Chill weekend.
Straight chill?
Straight chill.
Any golf course action?
Yeah, I'll probably try to get out there.
Okay. Get it in, Spenmo. Get it in. What about you, BMG? You going to flip your hat forward, or what? What are you going to do?
No, it's backwards for the rest of the day, the whole weekend.
The whole weekend? Okay.
It's never coming off, even when I sleep. But no, I'm trying to golf Saturday. It was originally supposed to rain by me, but now it's not, so I'm just trying to get out there Saturday. But other than that, I'm watching NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs. I'm big chilling.
I got to take a poop. I'm not even joking.
All right, well then let's wrap this up, shall we? Hey, appreciate everybody tapping in all week long. Big thanks to BMG, Big Mike Gentry, Spenny, Sam Flannel, and all of you for tapping in to Big D Energy here on the Woodward Sports Network. Have a great weekend, everybody. Well, see you later.